prepare thee a way, and divide the coast of thy land, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee to inherit, into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee thither. So, this is a slayer, somebody that has killed a person, manslaughter they call it nowadays. And this is the cause of the slayer, which shall flee thither, to one of those 3 parts, those cities. Yeah. That he may live. Right, because he's a slayer. Whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, so unknowingly, by accident, right? Whom he hated not in time past. So he never had a squaff with him. Nowadays they would say beef. Never had a scuffle with him, squaffle, whatever. Mouthly or physical. Never, you know what I'm saying? He just met him and something happened and then he hit him and then he died. He fell on his head and he died. And then he needs to run into one of these 3 cities. As when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree. And the head slippeth from the helve, which is the stick, where the thing is on. Here. This stick, this is the helve. And then the axe is then upon it. And then when you cut, it might fling off and fly into somebody's face. It happened. It happened before. Right? Until this day it still happens. And lighted upon his neighbor that he die. He shall flee unto one of those cities and live, because that he's a slayer. He slayed a man, and he didn't mean to, but still the man is dead. Doesn't matter if you mean it or not. He's still dead. Lest the avenger of blood pursue the slayer. These are most likely the family members or the friends. While his heart is hot. He's at that time, he don't want to hear nothing. Look, man, I was chopping wood and the thing flew off and it hit him in the head and he died. It's not, sorry, man. Yeah. About that time, he's some people don't want to hear nothing. You need to die too, according to them. And overtake him. So it says less. So he needs to flee to these parts. Lest the avenger of blood. Lest the avenger of blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot, and overtake him, because the way is long. So that's why in your city you need to have these refuge cities, and slay him. Whereas he was not worthy of death. Yeah, he wasn't worthy of death because he did it by accident. Inasmuch as he hated him not in time past. Wherefore I command thee, saying, Thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee. And if Yahweh thy power enlarge thy coast, as he had sworn unto thy fathers, which he did do, and give thee all the land which he promised to give unto thy fathers, if thou shalt keep all these commandments to do them, which I command thee this day, to love Yahweh thy power, and to walk after his ways, then shalt thou add 3 cities more for thee, beside these 3. Yeah, because then it's going to be too big for him to actually get there. And by the time he got there, let's say he don't have no horse, but the avenger of blood, the family member, has a horse, and then he catches up to him, and then he kills him, because he's angry at that time. So yeah, that's why you need to have 6 cities. Because now the city is big. So the bigger it gets, the more you add, so that he has always something close by to run to get refuge, and let a court handle it. Not street justice, basically. Verse 10. Besides these 3, verse 10, that innocent blood be not shed in thy land. Because if you murder him, that's murder. Because he's actually innocent. He didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. So if you kill him, that's murder. And then innocent blood will be upon the, because he's really innocent. And then the land is going to suffer. Which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. Right, so don't murder. Don't murder a man that had accidentally killed your family member. Let it be your mother, your daughter, your son, your baby. Numbers chapter 35 and 30. Actually 33, sorry. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So nowadays these Edomites, they say stuff like, yeah, you don't reward evil with evil. Wait, let me say it better because that's in scriptures. They say, you don't reward hate with hate. Shut up. You don't reward killing with killing. No, you Edomites are going to be put where you belong, just as how you did to our ancestors. You don't. What did they say? You don't answer hate with hate or something like that. Our people have been loving you, giving the answer of your hatred with love, sucker ass love, by the way, I should add, since 1492. The Native Americans have been loving you almost 200 years before the slaves came there. And now the slave descendants, they've been loving you for nearly 400 plus years, since 1619. And you still haven't loved them back. So now it's time for hate. The scripture says there's a time for everything. Ecclesiastes 3 and 3. And 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. Basically, okay. A time to be born and a time to die. In the physical form, yeah. But in the spiritual form, when you are born as a newborn babe, we are in that time right now because a lot of our people are waking up. And a time to die for the ones that are spiritually dead. For example, he that remaineth in the congregation of dead. Here. The man that wandereth, Proverbs 21:16, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So you're spiritually you're spiritually dead. Okay? Is dead while she living. Here. So the man, yeah, if you walk out of the way of the understanding of the Lord, you're in the congregation of the dead. You're spiritually dead. Your God is Satan now. You most likely will make it big in Hollywood. 1 Timothy 5 and 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Right, you're spiritually dead because you're living in pleasure. You don't know what the hell is going on. You're on OnlyFans here, doing whatever you're doing because you have fun. Always smiling when you have a dildo up your pussy. So you're having fun. You're in pleasure, but you're dead while you live. You're living. You're breathing. You're still breathing, but you're dead. Right, it's the same thing with the men too. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So these are of course, for the seasons. You plant in the spring, you harvest in the summer. So yeah. And also, nowadays we plant the seed in your mind, and the Lord is the one that will come and pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. We are breaking down the strongholds of these devils. What's one of their strongholds, for example? They say that this is a fucking peasant, bro. This is Caesar Borgia, as a demon, a devil, incest baby. He was a murderer. He was fucking his sister. The Caesar Borgia family, Borgias. You can watch this series. Here, watch it. It's on HBO. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, Amazon Prime. I think I don't know if it's on Disney. I don't know. Let me see on Disney. Netflix. Really? Okay. At the end of the month. Okay. Oh shit. What? Leaving January to. Oh, okay, cool. Is it on Prime? Yeah, you can watch it on Prime. It has 3 seasons. So yeah, just trying to figure out where you can watch it. Stream. Let me see. You can watch it. These places. So Disney, Amazon, and Apple. Okay, I think they removed it on Netflix then. Right. Won't the show? The good news is that the show won't become unavailable on any streaming platform following its Netflix departure. So it left Netflix. Okay, so then you can find it still here, right? If you have this, if you have a person that knows this, a friend or a family member, then you can check that out. Now we're breaking down strongholds because we don't believe in the cave monkey. We believe in Yahweh Shem Yahshua being a dark skinned man with woolly hair. And the time to build up. We are in the time of building up the nation of Israel mentally, spiritually. A time to weep and a time to laugh. Well, we mourn. We are in the house of mourning, but in the end, we will laugh. So you can take this in the spiritual sense and also physical. A time to a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Right, don't hug me. A time to get and a time to lose. Yeah, we're gonna get the kingdom, but we lost the kingdom before that. A time to keep and a time to cast out. We're casting out devils and just evil people from around us, and we keep only the good. Give not thy pearls unto swine, for example. We cast them away, and we gather them, the sheep, back into the fold by doing these videos, right? A time to rent and a time to sow, which is sowing clothing. We're sowing back the nation of Israel, and we're renting away all the people that are not. They're not your friends, man. Let not thy left hand know what thy right hand is doing. Just because they're your family members doesn't mean you need to tell them everything that's going on in your life. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. We're talking now. Jeremiah 16:16. We're talking now. The Lord He's gonna cause a famine of the word to come, not a famine of bread and stuff like that or water, but a famine of the word. So the Lord is gonna make His word silent again. You can interpret it. You can explain it in various ways, but the physical is there 100%, and the spiritual you can play around with it. Because for example, give not that which is holy unto the swines, and to the dogs. You don't talk to Israelites that that are a bunch of beasts, because they're gonna turn around and rend you when you come with this truth. Here's this guy come again with the Bible. Hey man, stuff like that. We're giving you the morning that's about to come, because morning is coming, man. Matthew 24, it shows you that, hey, you better be in the house of mourning than in the house of feasting. We have piped unto you. We have sang unto you these words, and yet you don't want to listen. You want to go to the party. We in mourning right now, because there's a lot of death coming for our people, and there's a time to dance. Once that time comes, then the righteous is going to dance. So see, you can talk for hours here, but anyway, it says here, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. We are at peace right now with our own people, the elect, but we are at war with the rest of the world. A time to hate. We hate evil and evil people. And a time to love. We love our own, the ones that love the Heavenly Father. If you love me, then keep my commandments. Simple as that. So yeah, you don't have to do all this physically. Like, get on people physically, you know what I'm saying? We do hate the evil. And yeah, so basically, our people need to start hating. Why? Because we done the love thing, and it didn't work. Look how it turned out. We shall overcome. And they still shoot you the fuck down. Shut the fuck up and start hating. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a sucker. So it says here, Numbers chapter 35, verse 34. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell. For Yahweh for I, Yahweh, dwell among the children of Israel. That's where the Lord dwells. And so blood be upon thee. Verse 11. Deuteronomy 19:11. But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him, so if you hate him, you already have something against him, and you lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally, that he die, and flee it into one of these cities, right? Then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. So you can't go to these cities for refuge because you already had a scuffle with them back in the days, or you just didn't dislike them, or you had some what they call nowadays beef. You had a trouble with them, and then he ends up dead. You'd be the first to die, yeah, because you murdered him. Verse 13. Thine eye shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocent blood from Israel. Why? Because blood it defileth the land, and if you have innocent blood that is shed, the blood cannot be cleansed, but for the blood. Sorry, let me read it again. Deuteronomy 35:33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So if you murder, then you need to be killed. That's it. You murder, you die. You murder, you get killed. And the person that kills you is not a murderer. He's a killer. So there is a difference between a serial killer and a serial murderer. Those Ted Bundy guys, Jeffrey Dahmer guys, those are murderers. Even though they're spirits created for vengeance, they're still murderers and they need to be put to death. Right, so it says here, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee. Because if we don't do that, then the land will be polluted, and therefore it will be defiled, and therefore the curses will come upon the land, and it will affect us as a people. Right. Let me see, what am I reading here? Deuteronomy. Right, so now I have a few examples of lying in wait, right? And I'm going to go here. Well, this is actually a repetition. Repeat. So this is something that is repeated here in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 19, is repeated from the book of Numbers chapter 35. I already did a video about this, so I don't want to actually do it again. Let me see. Yeah, I did a video about this already. It's just Numbers 35, but you can find it in my video library. But yeah, if you have the time. Exodus also repeats it again. Exodus 21:12. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death. And if a man lay not in wait, but Yahweh delivered him into his hand. So you wasn't waiting for him. You know where he lives at. You have trouble. He killed your mother or some whatever that like that. And you see, and the Lord delivered him into your hand. Then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. That's a slayer. That's a slayer. But if a man come presumptuously, if the Lord deliver him into thine, I'll get to this part later. I jumped the gun. I spoke before I actually went and read. No, not that one. Where is it? I think it was. Was it here? No, it wasn't. Then it was. Yeah, wow, where did I put it again? Here. No. Yeah, here. Right, here. I'll get to that. Yeah, but Yahweh delivered him into his hand, and then he died. So let me read it again. Exodus 21 and 13. And if a man lie not in wait, right? Let's say he had trouble with someone, right? But he didn't lay in wait, he just met him. But Yahweh delivered him into his hand, and he killed him. Then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. Why? Because he killed him. But he wasn't laying in wait, because that's wicked. That's murder. But if he did something, let's say he murdered your mother or something like that, and you're walking around fuming, right? And then, you catch him. Man, you dying that day, man. You dying that day. Basically, that's what it's going into. As it is written also here. So, and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and say, no, this is lying in wait. This is basically about the slayer. Right. Where is it again? Yeah, the slayer here. Let me color that. Maybe I should make it green. No, whatever. Right. Verse 14. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, so with trickiness, like, hey, so send a girl to come. Hey, you wanna hit this box? Yeah, you know I'm down, baby. You know I'm down. Where you at? Meet me at this spot. You know what I'm saying? And then you lure him with cunningness, because guile means cunningness or sly. You know, Street Fighter. Sly or cunning intelligence. Then you lure him there, right? Thou shalt take him from an altar that he may die, right? And because you murdered. If a man come presumptuously, what is presumptuously? Showing little respect for others by doing things you have no right to do. Presume. Suppose that something is. Let me see. Suppose that something is the case on the basis of probability. Yeah, actually, presumptuously. Basically, it's actually going into something else. Wait, let me. What was it again? Leviticus. Here, wait. Deuteronomy. No. Presumptuously. What? Where did that put it? Exodus, man, damn. Presumptuously. Okay, right. This is Deuteronomy, but it's the same word. Here to let me just get it there, because it's gonna make it look stupid. Let me see, and then Exodus 21, right? Exodus 21 and 14. Hebrew 21:02. Hebrew 21:02 is the same thing. Hebrew 21:02 is the same thing. To boil up, seethe, act proudly, act presumptuously, act rebelliously, but presumptuous, be arrogant, be rebelliously proud, insolently, presumptuously, presume, negatively, be insolent, to be insolent, be proud, showing a rude and arrogant lack of respect, right? Basically, you going against this guy because you're thinking something. You have something in your head. You have something against him or something. Maybe you think he slept with your wife, and then you go out there presumptuously, presuming that he did. Then you kill him with a trick, like you force your wife to. I have seen these type of things. I'm not joking. The girl says, like, look, we didn't sleep with each other, we was just friends, and then he doesn't believe her, and then he forces her to make him come to a spot to have sex, whatever, or just meet up, man, just come meet me here, not specifically to have sex, but just meet up. When he comes there, and then he murders him, or you have other things like, I don't know, man. two guys is selling drugs, but then the one guy thinks like, yo man, this guy's hogging up the money, and then he sets him up to get killed. Cunning, sly stuff. You kill that murderer. He's a murderer and he needs to be killed. Verse 15. Well, I'm reading it. I'm not telling you to go do it, but I'm reading it. So it says here, Exodus chapter 21, verse 15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. So there's no ifs and buts. Unless it's an accident, with the axe. You're chopping wood and it flies off the handle and it hits your father or your mother. That's something else. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Did we get stolen from West Africa and from Europe? Because the first slaves came from Spain. They was called the Moors. They were, But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But you Edomites, you're going to pay for that. Because you're still living. And that's why we wait for the Lord to deliver you into our hands. And speaking of being delivered into the hands of the avenger or the slayer of blood. Now this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 24 verse 4. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which Yahweh said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand. The Lord is the one that does it. So you might be look, King David, he could just basically stalk King Saul, ex-King Saul, because ex-King Saul wanted to murder him because of jealousy. He could have stalked him like lay in wait, because the Lord said, Thou shalt not lie in wait. You can't lie in wait. You must not lie in wait for him. You're not allowed to lie in wait for your fellow Israelites. The murder, to kill him. The Lord doesn't like that. You need to wait for a day when you just walk by, and then the Lord He will make you walk with. Hey, you know how many times I had that, man? Like, I normally never see the person. All of a sudden, there's something between us, and I see him often, and I could do him something. I'm saying, but I ain't doing nothing. I was like, see, the Lord. It's funny because King David did that too, but I didn't even know that was in the scriptures back then. But now I know. And I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, good that I had that mindset. But I'm not trying to be better, because I have actually I have done that, but luckily for them, I didn't catch him, because I have done. But when I read this scripture, I was like, shit, I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that, because I did have people that I was waiting for, at their house and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, you finna come home here anyway. I'm hiding here, and I'm gonna get you. I get you. That was hella wicked, because it was my own people. Well, some of them were, not all of them. But still, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privately. Wait, let me start at 1. 1 Samuel chapter 24 verse 1. And it came to pass, when Saul was returned from following the Philistines, that it was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness of En-gedi. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats. And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave. And Saul went in to cover his feet. And David and his men remained in the sides of the cave. So they was like, ooh, they saw him. They saw him go into the cave. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which Yahweh said unto thee, Behold. Huh? Yeah. I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, that thou mayest do to him as it seemed good unto thee. And there was at war, by the way, ex-King Saul versus David, before he was the king. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privately. If I'm correct, he was taking a dump to cover his feet. If I'm correct, that means that he was taking a dump. Cover his feet, because it looks like his feet was like right there. If I'm correct, he was taking a dump. Cover his feet. Let me see. Cover. Shut in the screen off, the weave together, and cover his feet. Footstool. No, wait. Maybe if I read further, I haven't read this in a long time, but I put it here because I just wanted to get the colored part, but I wasn't even picturing of reading this. But anyway, and David and his men remained in the sides of the caves. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, so and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privately. And it came to pass afterward that David's heart smote him because he had cut off Saul's skirt, which is his garment. Back in the days, a skirt doesn't mean a mini skirt for women because females didn't have these things on. They all had long robes covering themselves, unless she was an actual whore prostitute. And he said unto his men, Yahweh forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, Yahweh's anointed, which was ex-King Saul, to stretch forth mine hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of the Lord, even though he was wrong. Same thing with the high priest. Even if the high priest is wrong, you are not allowed to talk tough to him. Paul found that. Paul said that, and he found out that was the high priest, and then he said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know you was the high priest. I would have never talked tough to you." So you can't even talk tough to him, disrespect him. You can't even rebuke him, trying to correct him sharply. You need to be very careful with your words. 7. And David stayed his servants with these words. So he basically checked them and suffered them not to rise against Saul. But Saul rose up out of the cave and went on his way. He covered his feet. And Saul went in to cover his feet. Wait.